Your one click on the subscribe button makes a huge difference. Thank you for your kind support.
In The Accountant 2, one of the most intriguing mysteries revolves around a deadly assassin named Anais and her connection to Edith Sanchez, a seemingly ordinary immigrant woman who disappeared years ago. This mysterious connection forms the emotional core of the film's plot and provides a fascinating examination of identity transformation. When we're first introduced to the mystery, Treasury Agent Mary Beth Medina is investigating the murder of her former boss and mentor, Ray King. During her investigation, she discovers a photograph hidden at the murder scene showing a Central American family, Edith Sanchez, her husband Gino, and their young son Alberto. According to information Medina pieces together, this family left El Salvador to come to the United States, but subsequently disappeared. Christian Wolf, the mathematically gifted accountant with autism who operates outside the law, joins Medina's investigation after learning of Ray King's murder. Along with his estranged brother Braxton, Christian begins meticulously analyzing financial records and tracking the Sanchez family's movements after they entered the United States. Their investigation leads them to discover that Edith Sanchez had been working at a pizza restaurant in Los Angeles, filing suspicious tax returns that didn't add up. When they visit the restaurant, Christian quickly determines the business is laundering money, using inflated sales figures to hide income from another source. Through his detailed analysis, he determines the pizza restaurant was part of a human trafficking operation. The Sanchez family, like many others, had been captured after crossing the border and forced into modern slavery. The pivotal turning point in understanding who Anais is comes during a conversation with a neurologist who treated an unidentified woman after a serious car accident. According to the doctor, Edith Sanchez was critically injured in a car accident outside a parking garage on El Verado Street. She suffered severe trauma, including brain injuries that changed her life forever. The trauma that rewired her brain also winnowed out any unnecessary neural networks, explains the neurologist. Unnecessary for survival. This accident led to an extraordinary outcome. Edith developed a rare condition called acquired Savant syndrome. Her brain trauma rewired her neural pathways, giving her exceptional pattern recognition abilities and problem-solving skills, particularly in areas related to combat strategy and threat assessment. The neurologist explains that while she lost most of her memories of her previous life, she gained remarkable new abilities. "I don't know what Jane's life was like prior to the accident," the doctor says, referring to Edith by her hospital Jane Doe designation. "But whoever she was when they brought her in wasn't the same person who left." The doctor describes how over the following months, Edith became increasingly isolated and aggressive. Her personality dramatically changed from who she had been before. The brain injury affected her frontal lobe, areas responsible for pattern recognition, problem-solving, and critical thinking. But importantly, these are also the areas where fight-or-flight decisions are made. The doctor theorizes that Edith's new interest in chess wasn't about strategy but about combat. Eventually, Edith beat a security guard unconscious, took his gun, and disappeared from the hospital. This was the birth of Anais, a deadly assassin who began working for various criminal organizations. Her exceptional pattern recognition abilities and fighting skills made her a formidable opponent. In one of the film's most revealing scenes, Christian and Braxton meet with a man who provides information about Anais. He explains that she suddenly appeared in the criminal world a few years ago, eliminating 3 men during a negotiation with lethal precision. When asked if she recognized him, the informant reveals she didn't, suggesting her memory loss was still affecting her. "But one day she'll remember who I am and what I did," he says fearfully. "And my whole world turns to shit." This reveals a crucial aspect of Anais's character. Despite her memory loss, she's been systematically hunting down members of the trafficking organization that captured her family. As Christian theorizes, she's using her enhanced cognitive abilities to identify and eliminate those responsible for her suffering. Through surveillance footage from the tavern where Ray King was killed, Christian, Braxton, and Medina identify a woman matching Anais's description entering the scene. This confirms their suspicion that she was present at the murder scene, though her role remains unclear. Was she the killer or another target? When they finally locate Anais in an abandoned warehouse, the confrontation is tense. Anais initially sees Christian and Braxton as threats. However, Christian manages to establish communication with her through their shared neurodivergence. He explains that he understands her need for patterns, order, and justice. He shows her the photo of her family and brings in Alberto, creating an emotional reunion between mother and son. Though Anais doesn't fully remember her past life as Edith Sanchez, she recognizes something in Alberto that transcends her memory loss. This profound moment highlights how fragments of Edith still exist within Anais, despite her transformation. The doctor had mentioned earlier that when asked about any memories of family, Edith/Anais had once responded with just 2 words. My son! This single memory that survived her transformation becomes the emotional anchor that reconnects her to her past identity. What makes the Anais/Edith character so compelling is how she represents a fascinating exploration of identity. Is she still Edith Sanchez, the woman who crossed the border seeking a better life? Or is she entirely Anais, the deadly assassin created by trauma? The film suggests she's both and neither, a unique entity formed from extraordinary circumstances. The connection between Anais and Edith Sanchez ultimately forms a poignant commentary on trauma and transformation. Edith didn't choose to become Anais. This transformation was forced upon her through horrific circumstances. First, she was victimized by traffickers who enslaved her family. Then, her brain injury further robbed her of her previous identity. Yet from these traumas emerged someone with the power to fight back against her oppressors. Ray King had discovered this connection before his death and was trying to help her, possibly to reunite her with her son. This explains why he had the family photograph at the tavern where he was killed. He wasn't killed because he was looking for Edith. He was killed because he had found her. In the film's climactic scenes, we see Anais fighting alongside Christian and Braxton to protect her son Alberto from the people trying to silence them all. Her fighting style showcases her savant-like ability to predict and counter her opponent's moves with almost mathematical precision, a dark mirror to Christian's own mathematically precise approach to combat. By the end of the film, Anais and Alberto begin the process of rebuilding their lives. Christian arranges safe identities and a secure location for them. Though Anais may never fully recover her memories as Edith Sanchez, she and her son form a new bond based on their present circumstances rather than their past. The Anais/Edith character represents one of the most compelling aspects of The Accountant 2, a complex examination of how trauma can fundamentally alter someone's identity. It raises profound questions about what makes us who we are. If our memories are erased but our core connections remain, are we still the same person? The film doesn't provide easy answers, instead leaving viewers to contemplate these philosophical questions about identity, memory, and the unbreakable bonds between parent and child that can transcend even the most profound transformations.